I was invited to get involved in New Music Plus by Eddie Thomas at the Arts Council and Vanessa Reid at PRSF. They discussed with us this idea that they had for developing new music producers. And would we be interested in being involved as host venues? The brief very much was how people expect to engage in concerts 8 years from now.
And we have to make the assumption that people will be interested in live music. And if you look at the music industry, there is a kind of a resurgence of live music and possibly becoming the main income stream for bands. If we think about our kids who are coming up now, they're much more used to an interactive, multiple experience. They'll be sitting in front of the telly, the DS, with their parents' iPhone, doing like 3 or 4 different things. What happens when they come to a gig? What kind of multi-layered experience are they expecting? Coming out of this was the idea of this project called Gigzine. Gigzine is a whole suite of tools, but it's partly an iPhone app, and also there are some networked parts of the system that allow venues to give media, whether it's imagery, sound, or movies, to the audience when they are actually at the gig. But when you come to a venue, a whole new dimension opens up, and it allows you to receive stuff, but also control what's happening, or communicate with the venue, or communicate with the band that's playing in some way. This launch event has been funded as well as through the PRS, but also through the Arts Council of England, and we have commissioned the Bays to make a brand new performance. They're taking an improvised set and then opening it up to the audience to vote for sections of it.
There's a whole system being devised for people to select and vote for songs they want.
Yes, on their iPhone.
What we've tried to do is try and create the vibe of a jukebox. So there'll be playlists, and within those playlists there'll be stylistically similar songs for people to choose from this app that they've downloaded, that they can then use their phone to vote with.
Each playlist has 4 tracks in it, and then using the Gigzine system, the audience can come in, log in, and then they can vote on a particular track that they want. If I go on to one, there we go, this is called Summer of Doves, and in here we've got Hey Boy, Hey Girl, Chemical Brothers, Insomnia, Faithless, and I can vote for one. So if you look at the moment, no one's voting, I've just put everything in. I've touched there we go, 100% because I'm the first person to vote, and the second one's now got to 50. This will be displayed, and then the Bays can move between playlists, and whichever is the top voted track in the playlist that they are playing, they will have to play. They have the choice of moving to a different playlist if they really want to. They need to have some kind of flexibility in order to make it a continuous coherent experience.
Yeah, we're giving people a chance to select a tune they know, and then we'll do our take on it. So essentially we're improvising around someone's choice of material, if you like, but we don't know what they're going to select, so it could go anywhere.
We just wanted to broaden the playlist to have much more diversity in it.
It's also like the principle of the remix, or the live remix happening here, so it would be easy to take material which is similar to what we would normally do, but then it would be quite difficult to make it sound different. Whereas if we take something unexpected and then apply our kind of treatment to it, with any luck, that's gonna kind of cast it in a new light.
We've got another piece of software going, which is AudienceVJ. There'll be 2 big screens on either side of the stage where the audience can choose up to 8 images from a bank of images, which will then get put up in a loop, and they can then change one of those images to evolve their loop, and so you can actually be quite creative with that.
As yet, we're still not entirely sure what's going to happen, as is always the case with Bays gigs. These images will come up at the appropriate moments. Again, I'm assuming according to what people do with their phones.
The built-in system is the idea that I've been looking at loops as a musician myself for quite a while, and many have, but taking us to the visual field. On their handheld they see, I don't know, 8 image slots that they can fill and a bank of images they can select from. And they can multiple select the same image, so you can make little animations or juxtapose images as you want.
This is an attempt to truly create an interactive gig that utilises the development in 3G pieces of kit like the iPhone, where people can really use that to interact with a live event. And I think this is one of the first real opportunities to do that. I think we're ahead of the curve.
I think it is a very interesting concept, and when I've explained to people what it is, what we're doing, they're very excited about it. They think, oh, it's quite a clever way to interact with an audience, I think. So if it does work, it will definitely be a really good thing to roll out.
And it keeps us on our toes as well, because for years and years now we've been doing various different types of improvising gigs, and we like to have different projects and different frameworks to try that out in, so we don't get too set in our ways. So the more outside influence that's coming in from the gigs, the more likely it is to present something surprising to us, which invariably leads to a better performance.
And what systems such as Gigzine allow venues and bands at the grassroots level to provide, gives them an alternative broadcast system. But it's a broadcast system based around seeing them live. So it gives an added value back to the live event. The industry needs to find alternatives. They need to find different ways of getting the music from the bands to people. Gigzine is designed to gently remind people that they are in a live event. It only works in a live event, it's about the live music. Everything is going to pull them back to the fact that a band is on stage playing. And what will happen is people will do little snaps of interaction, but they will go back to the live event. It's not about replacing the live event, it's about augmenting other things. How many times have you been to a gig and seen people with their phones like this? Or texting people, hello, I'm at the gig. What Gigzine does is give people an outlet for this interaction, but folds it back onto the gig again.
As a venue operator, I mean, we already have lots of people standing at gigs, holding the phones up in the air, filming the gig, watching the gig through their own phone, rather than actually watching it live as it happens. So in many respects, Gigzine will replace that, because of course they won't have to watch it constantly on their own phone. They will be confident that that content is just being dropped onto their phone in far better quality than they would be able to record themselves.
People are expressing interest very quickly. Whether it's a festival or a band who want to tour with it, they could tour with a Gigzine system and give away their tracks or sell their track or do some kind of revenue stream that way. Or a venue who want to have a monthly magazine. Also getting interest from non-music venues. Doing a symposium for the PRS with a Gigzine channel, broadcast channel.
We have this amazing showcase little venue that we can do amazing stuff with. The intention is to keep on investing in it, so we remain at the forefront of what is possible technologically. We just want to continue on that journey, but take it outside of the building. I would love to do an event like this, in front of 1,000, 2,000 people, outdoors, all voting, and getting involved, So that's very much the plan.
It's very exciting to see what happens. I think Gigzine is very much part of this trend to decentralising almost. You can set up a Gigzine server very easily. You're not tied into a big financial contract or through a multinational. So I'm very interested in my own artwork as well as this, in empowering individuals and working with independent people.